For more on the G20 summit in Mexico, let's talk to our correspondent Ross Velton in Los Cabos. Hello there, Ross. You've been following the event very closely. Tell us some major items on the agenda.
Yeah, hi there. Well, the talk on the eve of the summit, most of the talk in any case, has been about the problems in the Eurozone. In fact, earlier today, the Chinese Vice Finance Minister, Zhu Guanchao, said a more prosperous Europe and a unified Europe is beneficial to Europe, China and the world. Now, the results of the Greek election, which suggests that that country will remain in the Eurozone, has relieved tension a little. But there are still big problems in Europe. For example, the banking crisis in Spain, which will keep Europe and the Eurozone crisis high on the agenda at the G20. Now, in some of the private meetings between the leaders, other problems, which aren't necessarily economic, might come up, such as the unrest in Syria, for example.
Well, Ross, we could tell that Mexico, like many other emerging economies, is very concerned about the ongoing troubles in Europe. With this in mind, what's Mexico hoping to achieve at this summit?
Sorry, could you repeat that? I didn't quite hear.
Well, we know that Mexico is very concerned about the ongoing troubles in Europe. So with this in mind, what's Mexico hoping to achieve at this summit?
Well, Mexico have laid out a number of priorities for this G20 summit. For example, restoring economic stabilization, improving the strength of financial institutions. In fact, the Mexican President, Felipe Calderon, has said he wants more money put into the International Monetary Fund, which has played a part in helping out some of the countries in Europe which are in trouble. But there are also other issues on the agenda. For example, youth unemployment is something the Mexicans want talked about here at the G20. And also sustainable growth and environmental issues. And also helping out the poorer countries in the world by discussing food security and the volatility in commodity prices. But how much coverage these kind of issues will get, given the big problems in the Eurozone and the other big issues on the G20 agenda, it's sort of unclear how much these other issues are in fact going to be discussed.
Thank you very much, Ross, indeed. Our correspondent Ross Velton in Los Cabos.